Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia Darleen. I make tons of videos all about baby, mama, pregnancy, breastfeeding, whatever the topic is, you can bet I have a video on it. So this week I am going to do a video about flying or traveling tips with baby and toddler. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and like, comment on this video if it's beneficial for you. We went on a little mini vacation. We went to Phoenix, Arizona. So our family traveled by airplane in 2021. It was pretty exciting, pretty crazy. We had so much fun, but I remember I was trying to prepare and do all this stuff for the flight because I wasn't really sure how it was gonna go flying with a 5-month-old and a 2-year-old. So I just really wanted to make this video. If you are going to be flying with a toddler, a baby, with both, with 3, 4, whatever the case is, you definitely want to check this video out because I feel like these tips really helped. I did kind of a lot of research and kind of was trying to be prepared and organized before our flight so it wasn't super chaotic, and I felt like I wasn't prepared for the situation. So I want to go over these travel tips with baby and toddler with you in this video. Okay, so tip number 1 is going to be prepared and organized. So I really wanted to be on top of it for the flight. I didn't want it to be, let's just kind of wing it and see how it goes. No, I wanted to be prepared. So tip number 1 I want to suggest to you guys is to also be prepared and to be very organized too. So I put everything in Ziploc bags, everything that went together. So I had snacks in a Ziploc bag. I had Joshua, so our 5-month-old is named Joshua and he's kind of starting to teeth. So I had all his stuff in his own plastic bag. I had brand new toys in a Ziploc bag for Avea. I had wipes in another Ziploc bag. So I had everything already organized in a Ziploc bag in the diaper bag. And of course you have to make sure you don't have any liquids in the diaper bag if you're taking it through security. I kind of had 2 diaper bags, so one with medicine and I don't know what other stuff I had in there, just liquidy stuff that I packed in the suitcase that was gonna go on the airplane. Then I have the other diaper bag with no liquids. I did bring breast milk on the flight. They had to go through extra security, but it was frozen, so I think that made it easier because I think they have to test it if it's slushy or liquid. So yeah, I did bring breast milk, and I did bring I think 6 or 8 ounces, which they just had to kind of test it, and it was fine. It was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be this whole other process to bring breast milk on the flight, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, I'm sure they have nursing mamas, breastfeeding mamas all the time. So if you are bringing breast milk, I suggest to I brought it in a little freezer bag, to keep it cold. Like I said, I didn't need to bring an ice pack because my milk was already frozen. So anyways, I did bring that, but yeah, so to be organized, prepared, I had everything specifically in the bag and I knew exactly where it was gonna be. So that brings me to tip number 2, which kind of goes with number 1. Make sure everything is easily accessible. So you have to remember you are in this tiny little confined space. Joshua's on top of me because he was my lap child. You know, I was holding him the whole time, and you have to be able to reach into your bag in this tiny confined space and be able to get exactly what you need. So to make sure that everything is easily accessible will definitely help you a lot, because if you need something and you have no idea where it is in your diaper bag, or if you know it's at the bottom or you can't find it, chances are you're not going to be able to get to it to take out everything in your diaper bag while you guys are flying, or if your toddler needs something from the diaper bag and you can't find it and it's just crazy. So you have to make sure everything is easily accessible, that you can just grab super fast. Okay guys, so tip number 3 is to make sure that you are bringing snacks or food or breast milk, anything like that. You definitely want to have something that baby or toddler or both can kind of just eat and munch on. You don't want to bring baby and toddler into the plane hungry. You don't want them to be hungry also on the flight. You just have to know that this stuff takes time. No matter how long or short your flight is, you're definitely going to be at the airport, you know, probably an hour or two before and a little bit after, especially if you're getting your rental car, stuff like that, which we had to do. So we made sure that we brought lots of snacks. So for my toddler, my 2-year-old, I brought her food pouches, so like the little, just the pouches that have food in it. I mean, pretty self-explanatory, but it's like the baby food. She doesn't really eat those at home. So for the flight, she was like super excited to eat them because it's new. So it's just something that she never really has at home, like I said. So I brought those for her. We do not give our kids candy, not because it's like whatever, super bad to give your kid candy, whatever. I just really don't care for candy, so I don't really have any at home, so she doesn't really eat candy. We brought candy on the airplane, so she was like, yeah, chocolate. So she was super excited about that. I bought her juice, poured it into her cup. I also bought chocolate milk, poured it into her cup when we got through security, and then we had a mishap with that. So I'll tell you about that after we go through all the tips. And then for baby Joshua, I brought him some teethers, like those little baby num-nums or something. I don't know exactly what they're called, but they're just like those little teethers biscuits that they can kind of munch on and they melt in your mouth. He loves those, so I made sure and brought those too. And I also brought him baby cereal, just dry. All I needed to do was either add breast milk or water to it, mix it together with a bib, spoon. It was like ready to go. He actually didn't end up eating it on the flight, but I was just prepared in case he was really hungry and didn't want milk. He wanted something to fill his stomach up a little bit more. So I brought that too. Okay, so that was tip number 3, to bring snacks. Okay, so tip number 4 is to bring new toys. So this is especially for your toddler. You want to make sure that they are toys you know they're gonna like, but they have never seen before. So it doesn't have to be super extravagant or super expensive stuff. You could just run to the dollar store. You can go to Target and look at the clearance section. I mean, we just bought her a new coloring book, some stickers, cars, and a Barbie. So it was like not too much stuff, but she was super excited that she got to play with these new toys that she's never seen before, and they were all hers. So I suggest going and getting some stuff you know your toddler would like, but they are brand new. So like I said, we pulled out, you know, when she was kind of starting to get restless and wanting to run around, we're like, wait, we have something really, really exciting for you. Here's a brand new coloring book. And she was super excited. And then it was like a few minutes later, now you can add stickers. And then a few minutes later, let's give her another toy, and kind of like kept the ball rolling. We didn't give her all the toys at once. We let her kind of enjoy that toy for a little bit and then added something new to it that we bought her. So I definitely suggest getting new toys for your toddler. Now, on the other hand, for baby, like I said, my 5-month-old, he is starting to teeth, so he likes to have something in his mouth all the time. So I went and I got the little pacifier clasps so they won't drop on the floor, because that would be awful, especially like in a dirty, busy airport. I wouldn't want anything like that to drop on the floor. I would definitely have to go wash it. So I made sure that I got him the clasps, so if he was to kind of throw it or it was to fall, it was still attached to him and it wasn't on the floor. So I suggest if baby's starting to teeth, I don't know, these are just on the floor right here, like these little rings you can attach. I attached one of like the little balls he can kind of munch on, a little teether. He doesn't like the pacifier, but if your baby's into the pacifier, definitely give that to him too. And that kind of stuff is what we brought for baby for toys. So I had them in separate Ziploc bags in the diaper bag. So like I said, I could easily just grab it and give it to them. Okay, so number 5 is going to be entertainment. So that kind of goes along with toys. So once they're kind of getting fed up with toys, you've given them all the new toys that you bought them, that kind of stuff, you know, we are not super big on giving our toddler an iPad or a phone or anything like that. Not like we're super against screen time or anything like that. It's just we just don't do that at home. But for the airport, we definitely made an exception. So we got my old iPad out. I think it's like 7 or 8 years old. I'm not lying. So it's super slow, but it works. So we got the iPad. We downloaded Cocomelon, Spirit, Sing, I don't even know what other movie we downloaded. They're all for her. So we didn't obviously use the iPad, but we got her own set of some pink headphones and her iPad, and she was kind of just chilling for at least 10-15 minutes, which was awesome. So definitely bring something with entertainment. If you want to just give them your phone for a little bit, I mean, I definitely think that that is acceptable for a flight, especially if you're dealing with a long flight. Okay, so tip number 6 is to bring something that helps with the air pressure. So adults, you know, we can chew gum, we can suck on candy, we can do all that stuff, yawning. I mean, all that stuff kind of helps with like the air pressure. So for toddler, I made sure she had snacks, of course. My toddler still uses her pacifier. I know she's 2 years old and it's something we need to work on, but I was like, you know what? She does not have her pacifier during the day. She can only have her pacifier when she's going to sleep. But this is an exception just to kind of help with her ears to be able to pop. So I gave her that. For baby to help with that, they say to nurse. So what nurse when you're taking off and when you're landing too. So I did do that also, and that helped him go to sleep, which was super awesome. But that'll help with the air pressure also. I also got for baby these little, like, they look like headphones, but they're just to help with like the noise. You can do that too if you want. They're kind of hard to like put on, especially when I'm like holding him and like nursing him and like trying to put these things on his ears. I definitely had to have dad's help with that. But I mean, he was able to sleep the whole entire first flight. I mean, we didn't have a super long flight, but it was still really nice just to hold him while he was sleeping. And then once we got off, I just put him in the baby wrap and we walked around the airport, but I just know that he was close to me. Really quick side note, right when we got off the plane, we went to the family bathroom. I used the bathroom, changed baby, switched toddler, switched dad, and we were done. So like, I suggest going to a family bathroom right when you guys land and right before you guys get on the flight. Okay, so tip number 7, be prepared for messes. So, I mean, you are flying with a baby and a toddler, and just know that stuff is gonna happen. So be prepared for messes. But our baby had a blowout. We were pretty much almost landing where I think we were landing into Phoenix, or was it home? No, I think we were landing into Phoenix, and I could smell him. I knew exactly what it was. I turned him to see his back. Yep, it was up his back. I was like, oh my gosh, we are almost landed. We need to get this baby changed. I'm just glad it wasn't as soon as we got on the flight, because that would have been pretty hard to like deal with the whole flight. So I hope that doesn't happen to you. But just to know that blowouts and messes are definitely something that's probably, hopefully not gonna happen. So we made sure that we brought bags, just extra stuff that we can stuff those blowout clothes in, so we can keep it and bring it on the flight. I mean, if it was something that we didn't really care about, I guess we could just toss it if we didn't bring a bag. But I suggest bringing like Walmart bags or Ziplock bags specifically for that reason. Have the wipies, super easily accessible, all that stuff. Change of clothes, make sure you have change of clothes. I suggest at least 2 outfits for baby and at least 1 for toddler. It was kind of tricky because we were flying into Phoenix, like I said, and it's a lot warmer there, and then it's cold at home. Definitely have like changes of clothes, at least 1. If you're super prepared, 2 outfits for both of them. So yes, my toddler probably won't have a blowout. I mean, she's potty training right now, but she is very messy. So if she has all these snacks and she's drinking this juice and milk and whatever, and she can get it all over her, you definitely want to make sure that you're prepared for that, that you can easily change them into clean clothes. Okay, so let's talk about real quick the mishap we had, since we're talking about messes and mishaps, with the chocolate milk. So we were flying home and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna bring Lunchables and chocolate milk. Once we get through security, I'm gonna go to one of the stores and buy that stuff for my toddler. So I poured the chocolate milk into one of her cups that has a straw and closed the cap, whatever, didn't think anything of it. We get on the flight and, oh, Lunchables, by the way, were super awesome. Kept her entertained for a little bit. But we're almost home. Of course, this happens again when we're almost home, but at least it happened at the end of the flight instead of the beginning of the flight. But my husband's like, hey, Avea, do you want your chocolate milk now? And she's like, yeah, chocolate milk. So he pops the cap open. Like I said, it's like a cup with a straw and a cap. Pops the cap open. And I don't know if it's like the air pressure. I mean, it had to have been. I don't know what happened. But he popped the cap open. The chocolate milk went shooting in the air, all over him, all over Avea's pants and her shoes. And we just like looked at each other and started cracking up laughing, because Thankfully, we didn't get this chocolate milk on anybody else around us because that would have been really, really bad. But this like fountain of chocolate milk went all over him, all over her. So like I said, you have to make sure you have extra clothes. So right when we got out of the plane, we went to that family bathroom, took her clothes off, poor thing, new clothes. My husband didn't have extra clothes, so he had to just stay in that. We used baby blanket that we had to clean up everything, and we were just dying laughing. We could not control our laughing. So just know that's gonna go into tip number 8, the last tip, to remain calm, that tantrums will happen, mishaps will happen, stuff that you didn't plan for might happen, that kind of stuff. So just remain calm, laugh it off. I mean, the people around you are not your priority. So your kids are your priority, your family is your priority. Don't care about the people around you if they start looking because your baby's crying. I mean, babies cry, so don't get flustered about stuff like that. If you are getting flustered, your baby will also feel like antsy and kind of cry maybe even more. So as long as you're calm, you know that mishaps, like I said, are gonna happen, messes are gonna happen, blowouts could happen, all this stuff. We talked to a family that they said their 18-month-old cried the entire flight, and I think they said they had like a 3.5-hour flight. She said he cried the entire time and they could not settle him down. So I mean, that could happen too. So just know that if you're calm, chances are baby or toddler are also gonna be calm. But like I said, don't really pay means to the people around you that don't have a baby because they're not dealing with it. Don't mind the people that are around you because they don't have a baby. These are your kids and you want to keep them as comfortable as you can so you guys have a good flight and make it there and everything's okay. You know, it's just something you just have to get through. I just wanted to give you these tips to kind of help you just be prepared, to know that we go through it all the time. Families go and fly all the time, and I'm sure tantrums happen, blowouts happen, messes happen. So just know that that stuff is bound to happen if you are flying with kids, toddlers, babies, and just know that it's okay. So just to take a deep breath and just know that you guys are almost there. You'll have fun, you'll get through it. It'll be something you can laugh about later on. So if these tips were beneficial for you, please like and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I make tons of videos all about everything baby, just my whole journey. But that was our first trip. Oh, this is the diaper bag I wanted to show you guys that we took. I just finished washing it. It's like super long, so you can easily get to stuff. This is where I kept like frozen stuff, baby wipes on one side, all these different wipes on the other side. So this is really cool because this is boogie hands, so you can wash their hands if you don't have like hand sanitizer near. I wiped everything down with Clorox wipes when we first sat down, and just everything. And then the last one is pacifier wipes. So instead of cleaning it with like harsh chemicals and then sticking it in their mouth, they have actually like pacifier wipes. So if Joshua has even these toys, like I said, these teething toys, pacifiers, anything that, you know, they want to kind of put in their mouth, I would wipe it with these. So these were easily accessible. I could just grab them even with just one hand. So I hope you have a good flight, and let me know how it goes in the comments below. Like I said, please like and subscribe to my channel, and we will see you guys in the next video.